What's up, YouTube? I know lately it's been, you know, a lot of criticisms of Genshin, which, some of it is definitely deserved. But I just wanted to take some time to, discuss some of the things that I do like about Genshin and why I still play it. All right, before I start, I would like to kind of just give my experience of, how I got into Genshin, just a little bit of background. So I would have started Genshin during December 2022, during the Wonder Banner. At the time, I wasn't working, and so I was home in between, looking at a job. So I had a lot of free time on my hands. So I went to the PlayStation store, trying to find a game to play, and seeing that I was unemployed, I chose free games because I couldn't afford to buy the games at the time. So I said, "Oh, free games," and I saw Genshin, and I was aware of the name Genshin before, because before it came out, there was a big buzz about this new game coming out. But at the time, I wasn't really interested. I didn't really look into it. But then, you know, seeing that I had the time and I was looking for something to play, I downloaded it. I went in it blind. I didn't look at any videos, anything before. I just downloaded it and tried it out, and it was really good. I remember the first day I played. I played for like probably like 12 hours. I didn't even want to log off. Then I went to sleep. And then when I woke up the next day, I started playing from like 10 in the morning all the way till 12 in the afternoon the following day. That's over 24 hours straight, no sleep. Needless to say, I really enjoyed it. So that's kind of the background of it. Um, and I think seeing how I started, at the time in my life when I started, unemployed, a bit depressed, broke, bored, and I think that plays a role in, the attachment that I have to the game because during that time it really helped me to, to enjoy that low point in my life, so to speak. One of the things I like about Genshin is a new player experience. I think it's really, really good. As I shared before, my experience in terms of how I got into it and how addicted I became to it so quickly. It was the first gacha game I played. It was the first open world, RPG game that I played, and it was really, really addicting. When you start like reading a new manga or manhwa, or you start a new anime series or TV series, there's a moment when you're like that hooks you like, I'm going to watch this, I'm going to read this. There's that moment that grabs you, and in deep down that you want to continue and you will continue, reading and watching this series. For me, that experience happened really, really early. That was in the scene where you're traveling with Paimon and then you walk up the hill and then you see the view of Monster. That's the moment, like during that scene, that's the moment I knew I really like this game. I want to play it. And that's like within the first 5 to 10 minutes of the game. I think the game does a good job of, grabbing new players just with, I don't want to spoil some of the other things on the list, but like the way it looks, the music, you know, the art style and all that. The next thing I like about Genshin is the lore. I really, really like mystery. So, I think the lore is very deep and, in terms of like what happened in the past, Celestia, the Archons, Canria, the Archon War, just the nature of Tevat and, if it's like a tree or a world or, a planet or, just, all of the lore of Tevat so rich in terms of from the artifacts, the weapons, the gliders, you know, the gemstones. There's lore, tied to so many things in the game, and it's very interesting. I think the writers do a really good job of. you know, providing deep lore that someone like me I really really enjoy. It's so fun to speculate, watch theory videos and speculative videos and have those discussions in the comments and on Reddit or Discord or wherever. You could have those theory discussions for hours and hours and hours about a particular a particular plot or a particular thing. I really really like that. So the lore definitely one of the biggest things I really like about the game. And that also feeds into the next point, which is a story. I know a lot of persons complain, or criticize the storytelling or the stuff like that. But personally, I do enjoy the story. I'm invested in the story. One, I would love to know more about Traveler's Past. They have a clear goal of finding their sibling and uncovering the truth of this world. And it's something I'm really invested in. I really want to see to learn more about the history and to see where the story goes. I don't really I don't really have much to add in terms of the story. I'm not really good at, explaining the technical stuff where persons can, break down the story writing to pick apart, what was good, what was bad, what could they have done better. I'm not really good at that. It's just after I play through the story I can say did I like it or I didn't like it. And for the most part, I do like the story. The next thing I really like is the music. There's a running joke that Hoyaverse is a music company parading as a game company. The music is absolutely amazing. So many beautiful pieces, so many beautiful pieces, so many memorable pieces of music. That Natland theme song is really really good. Dream Aria. You know, so many the music is just amazing and it helps get you immersed into the world. Each area you go to is a different music. You can tell where you are based on the music. It's really really good. I think the game does a really good job of incorporating the music to make the game more immersive, whether it's the cutscenes or just exploring the open world. Music plays a big part of you know the experience of experiencing something. It can make or break you know, the experience, in my opinion. This list would not be complete without definitely speaking about the characters. The characters, I do like the characters, or a lot of the characters. There's been a lot of criticism recently in terms of the Natland designs and choices in terms of the developers have made, or the designers, or the people on the team who design the characters. Um, I won't go into that here. I might make a part two video about the things I don't like about Genshin, but for this one, I do like the characters. I think I think Genshin does a good job of getting players emotionally attached to the characters. I'm not sure what it is they do. Again, I'm not very technical. Can't really break down the ins and outs of why, but I just know that they do a good job of, at least for me, getting me emotionally attached to the characters. Not every character, because there are characters that I don't like or I'm indifferent towards, but for the most part, you know, they do a good job. I'm not sure if it's how they portray them in the story. I'm not sure if it's the character's story quest. Not sure if it's the character's story quest, even though I haven't really played much story quests since like Chlorind. I haven't done any of the story quests since then. Um, don't really like the story quest to be honest, but again, I saved that for you know the second part of the video. But overall, though, I do like the characters' designs, their personalities, their abilities, their kits. Definitely have been some disappointments. They deserve better. I know it's been said many many times, but I have to say it. They deserve so much better, but it is what it is. I know in recent times people have said that she's serviceable. She can be used on some teams in some scenarios. I haven't tried them myself. I do have her um C2, I think, and I have her weapon which I got trying to get a 4 star. I wasn't really pulling for it because I didn't pull for her. I was trying to snipe a 4 star and her weapon came home. So, but I don't really use her. I have her built, but I haven't really used her. But I digress. On the topic of characters, one of the things I really like is the hangout events. The quote unquote story quest for the 4 star characters. I enjoy those way, 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 way more than the actual character story quest. You get to uh, spend time with the characters and then the different options, and you get to see the different outcomes. That's something that I really like, because I like that in games where your dialogue or your action choices impact the outcomes. You have multiple endings, multiple pathways to the outcome. For example, in a game like Detroit Becomes Human, so that being a part of the story, the hangout event, I definitely like those. And my favorite hangout event is definitely Bennett's hangout event. That was so good. Bennett is so bad luck kid, but he keeps a positive attitude. Dope character and everything. The next thing I would say I really like about Genshin is the world quest. I really enjoy the world quest. Um, Even more so than some of the Archon quests. In particular, for example, I enjoyed the Arnara quest, even though it was a bit long, and wasn't voiced. I think it was I still think it was a good world quest. Um, the world quest in Sumeru where the Tuniji Hollow, where after we completed it, you can when you look at the map, you can see the leaves sprouting on the tree, and we revived that tree with the Hydra Archons body or something like that. I don't remember the details, but I like those things where when we do the quest, you can see the visible impact on the world. Like the traveler, as they travel through, Teva, they're making their mark on the world, and you can see it visibly on the map or you know, when you open the map feature, or actually as you're exploring the actual world. Next thing I wanted to touch on is the art style. I really enjoy the art style of Genshin. It feels like an anime. I like the bright, vivid colors. It feels very warm. It feels like you're in an anime. Well, not much to say on this one, but I just really like the art style and just how bright the colors are. I really like that. The next thing is the elemental reactions. I think that's really dope. I like the fact that you have the different elements and you can combine different elements to get new reactions and stuff. I think that's really creative and really fun. And the final thing I want to touch on is, and this one is a surprise, but hear me out, the exploration. Yeah. All right, so let me clarify. There are definitely things about the exploration that I don't like, but in general, despite those, I still enjoy exploring. When there's a new area, unlocking the map, unlocking the teleport waypoints, discovering the chests, do different quests, and just exploring a new area. I do find that fun and intriguing and immersive. That's the word I use. I think exploring in Genshin is immersive because of, I guess, everything else that's built around it, including like the music, the art style, the characters, all of that. But I think for the most part, those are the major things. I might have missed one or two things, but I would love to know your thoughts. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What are some of the things that you like about Genshin? Okay, so that's it for the video. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, please leave a like, please leave a comment, share, subscribe, all of that YouTube stuff. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Peace.